James, what would you say to that person that just can't get that first project off the ground?
Well, no one's asking for your film. Let's start there. No one cares about you. No one wants to hear your film. No one wants to hear your story because they don't know you exist. I don't mean that in a harsh way, but they don't care about your film. And so if you want your first film to be made, unless you're independently wealthy, which I was not independently wealthy, being the child of teachers, I had to figure out how to do it. I had to figure out how to put money together. My first film was a short film called The Car Wash with a dear friend of mine named Edith Ivey, who is still with us. She's almost 91 now. And she agreed to be in my film because she liked my script. And I figured out how to finance it by making high school graduation DVDs with a camcorder, having a basic package for $20 where you would get just your college graduation on a DVD, but for $30 you could get an upgraded package with an exclusive behind-the-scenes photo gallery before graduation and your name printed on a disc. 80% of the people bought the deluxe edition, even though there's not really a big difference between the two. But then I was able to use that money to channel it into making my first film. I was able to fly Edith to Savannah to Statesboro. I was able to pay for a hotel, do catering, all of these things. I was still in college, and I didn't have money, but I made enough money to pay her SAG student fee. I made enough money to do all those other things. And it was because I looked at things entrepreneurially and I said, how can I do this one thing to do this other thing? Because nobody cared about my film. Nobody cared about me. It's like, oh, you're not, I've never made anything. Who cares? You're in college, whatever. I made it happen for myself. And because I made that choice and because I cast the right actor, because I took it to film festivals, because I went to those film festivals all on my own dime, not because I'm independently wealthy, again, I was able to get to a point where now people give me checks to make films. And it was because I took that initiative. So it's not that you can't make your film, it's you're choosing not to make it because you're choosing not to take that leap. There is no guarantee when you take that leap that you will have that wonderful series of events happen. None. I was just lucky that people liked the film that I made. And so the best thing you can do is write the best damn script you can make, get the best feedback you can from people you know, from people that happen to work in the industry. If there's an online script service that can review your script, whatever it is, take the notes, take the feedback, don't reject it, embrace those things because you probably don't know what you're doing yet because you haven't done it, and then make it the best film you can make. And then take it to festivals, put it on the internet, do whatever you have to do, and then do it again. And it's gonna still take you a while before people give you a check to make a film, unless you suddenly get 20 million hits on your film on YouTube, or if it wins the jury prize at Sundance, right? It's very unlikely that you're suddenly going to start getting checks. And so you have to keep doing what I did, which is do something else, use that money to make something. And over time, I started shifting from having to spend my own money to spending other people's. But with that comes an entirely different set of challenges entirely.
But you keep saying lucky. Can I just interject? You also sound very organized and very disciplined.
Well, you have to be, but that's not a skill that you're born with, I don't think. That's a skill that you learn. But I mean, I do sincerely believe that there is an element of luck. I know you're probably tired of me hearing that word, but there is an element of luck. But of course, there also is, and that is the first thing, preparation, discipline, and hopefully some talent too. Because you've got to figure out how to get to that point where you want to be. And if you are not prepared, organized, ready, when the day comes you're making 2 features at the same time, you're not going to be ready to do it because you don't know how to get there. You don't know how to structure and discipline and deliver, because it's very different when you go from a point where, well, this is $1,000 I raised of my money to make a little short, to I'm now spending hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of dollars of someone else's money that has to be made back because it's a business. It's not personal anymore. That's that transition. And so if you can't make that transition of discipline, no one else will ever give you another multi-million-dollar check to make a film ever again in your life. Won't happen.